everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. Today I got my mane out for you guys. I'm actually in the process of braiding my hair and I figured I might record a video before I actually get started with the heavy work. And in today's video I will be going over my experience as an au pair and exactly how I went about becoming an au pair, and hopefully by the end of this video, if this is something that you are interested in, you would sign up as well. So I was an au pair in 2017, the end of 2017 till the end of 2019. And what is an au pair? You might be wondering what an au pair is. Well, I can tell you, an au pair is a foreign nanny. So you move to America or any other country that requires a nanny, a foreign nanny, and you provide childcare services with a host family. Okay, so it's called your host family because this family is hosting you, and you get to live with them for a year, a minimum of 1 year. However, you can extend for another 6, 9, or 12 months, depending on the family's needs, or just if you feel like you want to stay a little bit longer, there is provision for you to actually stay longer in the country. And most au pairs are on a J1 visa in America. Actually, all au pairs, not most, are on a J1 visa in America. And so it's also a cultural / educational exchange program, because when you are signing up to becoming an au pair, you are sharing a little bit of your culture and your home life with the family, but they are also required to pay $500 towards you studying something whilst in America. I don't know what it's like in other countries because I'm only going to speak from being an au pair in America. So if anybody else needs to know about any other country, I suggest you would have to do some research about it. So I will mainly just be focusing on au pair in America because that's the agency and company that I was with. So it's a cultural exchange educational program in which you get paid a stipend every week. I will touch on the stipend a little bit later. So first thing, how does the au pair program work? Okay, so you sign up with a recruiter. You would go onto the website www.aupairinamerica.com, I think, and you would put in your personal details, and a recruiter from South Africa who works for Au Pair in America contacted me, and she was my for you moving to another country. So how do you know if you're eligible or not? I know for Au Pair in America, you are supposed to be between the ages of 18 to 27 years old. 26 or 27. On your 27th birthday, I think you can still, that's the last year you can be an au pair in America. You have to be a female. Au Pair in America only recruits females. This is different with cultural care. I think you can be male or female between the ages of 18 to 27. You can correct me on that because I don't know a lot about cultural care. I had a few friends and I did a bit of research, but I could still be wrong. So yeah, you have to be those ages, and then with Au Pair in America, you have to have 200 hours of recent child care experience, and that does not include taking care of like nieces and nephews or family members, babysitting for family members. It has to be outside of people that you know or your family members. So for me, my childcare experience, because my mother owns a after school, like an aftercare, I was able to rack up some hours over there, and because it wasn't any kids that were related to me. I also was involved at my church, so I did a lot of like outreach programs with children in the community, so that also racked up my hours. So you just make sure that you have 200 hours of recent childcare experience. Maybe you can volunteer at like a local creche or nursery in your community just so you can get those 200 hours, or babysit. You can be a babysitter and hopefully get paid on the side for it, and yeah, that will also count as childcare experience. So you need those 200 hours. You need a passport. I know you need to be unmarried with no kids. You need matric. You need to have passed matric or the equivalent of matric. You need, I think a driver's license. Oh yes, very important. You need a driver's license with some driving experience. For me, I did not have a lot of driving experience. In the process of becoming an au pair, I got my license and took, I think, about 10 driving lessons with a driving school, and that was the extent of my driving. And luckily for my first year, I didn't need to drive the kids anywhere. I will touch on the au pair's responsibilities in a minute. So you're like, what? I have to drive kids around? Yes, you might have to do that. But for my first year, I didn't need to drive the kids anywhere. I used buses and public transportation, which was very easy to get around. And yeah, that was, but you do need a driver's license or with driving experience, not or, with driving experience. Those are the requirements. You need a passport, a valid passport, and you need a clear criminal background check. The passport is 500 Rand. I think at this moment, I do not know what, 500 Rand, and the police clearance certificate is 150 Rand. And a driver's license, I think that will vary from city to city. I think I can't even remember how much I paid for it. For the lessons and for the actual test, I don't remember how much I paid. I was in 2017, the beginning of 2017, so I forgot. I might do some research and leave it in the description box for you. So please do check out the description box for that information. So those are the requirements. And then, okay, so once you are eligible and you have signed up, Open America will help you set up your profile, and then they will add you on their database. Okay, so this is the place where you are most likely to, where families will interact with you and see your profile and reach out to you, and you guys will begin to correspond while you are, once your documents have been in place and it's secure. You will then correspond with families, and yeah, that is also a very exciting, interesting process. I will, in a future video, touch on some important questions you ask during an interview while you are Skyping with your potential family, of what I think is important to ask in the very first interview, especially because you're so happy and so overwhelmed that you don't even think to ask certain questions. So in a later video, I will definitely do that for those of you that are interested in becoming au pairs in America. So now that you know that you are eligible, and oh yes, very important, at some point during the process you will have to go and undergo a psychometric evaluation, and I think that was just like a questionnaire that we have to fill out to make sure that we don't have like underlying mental problems. And that is, I think, mainly because we work with children, so we need to be we are responsible for children, so we need to be in a state of mind that will allow us actually to do that. So be mindful of that you will. I think we did like a questionnaire. I don't know if it's changed now, but yeah, that was what we did. So I've mentioned the agencies, so I'm just going to speak about the program fee, how much it costs. For cultural care, I'll start with cultural care. They have a program fee of 16,000 Rand, and that includes a round trip, so getting to America and coming back, your ticket is paid for. They also have things like insurance, or if something were to happen to you, it's covered, and 24/7 support. Once you are in America, you can contact cultural care and they will be there to help you. Like I said, I was not with cultural care, so I cannot speak on whether or not they actually were available when people needed assistance. But with Open America, your program fee is only communicated after, once you've matched with a family. So they don't give you an amount before then. But in 2017, if my recollection serves me right, I think I paid under 6,000 Rand for my program fee. Okay, it was definitely under 10,000 Rand. And there was like a promotion going on at the time, so I think I might have paid like 6,000 Rand for my program fee. This was in 2017, so it might be more now, and I can't really tell you how much more it is. So it's a bit of a gamble, because with cultural care, at least you know exactly how much you will be paying. That's just the program fee. Keep in mind that you also have to pay for your for a medical examination, which is just a chest ray examination, or like a chest ray X-ray test, and that at the moment is going for, I think it will also vary from city to city, but I paid 1,000 Rand for it, plus your driver's license if you don't have one already, plus your passport if you don't have one already, that's 500 Rand, plus your, what else do you need to pay for? Your PCC, your police clearance certificate, 150 Rand. So those amounts are starting to rack up. However, with cultural care, I do feel that you can actually calculate and be like, okay, this is how much I'm going to pay. I know at least I can work around these numbers. With Au Pair in America, like I said, you don't really know, but I can tell you for sure that I paid about 6,000 rand. So I would go with Au Pair in America if I was a female between the ages of 18 and 27. Au Pair in America is also a well reputable agency. So is Cultural Care, and I think there's another one, Au Pair Care, that's also starting to gain more momentum. More families are signing up to Au Pair Care, and so if you are interested, I would suggest signing up with these 3 agencies, because they are most families, when they sign up, they will sign up to these 3 agencies, and that will just increase your chances of finding a family that is suitable for you, because most families will be on these agencies. And then let's see what else I had to mention to you. Okay, so what are the Au Pair pay and benefits? What kind of benefits do you get, and how much do you get paid? The benefits, you get 3 meals per day. So your family has to provide you with 3 meals per day, every day. You get 500 rand towards your education, because there's an educational component to Au Pair in America that you have to fulfill in your first year if you want to extend for the second year. So if you're planning on staying longer than a year, then you have to fulfill your educational component, and that you would have to obtain 6 credits from a college or university while you are an Au Pair in your first year. $500 is a lot. You can do quite like some nice programs, but your first priority is childcare. So if your set studies doesn't align with your schedule, then you're gonna have to forego the studies, because you are your number 1 priority will be taking care of the kids. And usually you have like a set schedule. There's not a lot of leeway. At least that's what it was for me. The classes that I had to take had to be in the evenings, because I worked for my first year. I worked from 7 to 5, and then I could only take my classes afterwards. So be mindful of that. So you get the 500 rand towards your education, 3 meals per day. You get your own private room. This is very important. This space is just for you. Your host family is not allowed in your private room without your permission. In the private room, you need a bed. Okay, it needs to be you need a bed, some heating of some sort if it gets cold, like a heater or something. I don't know if that's mandatory, but you get your own private room. That's like a must. They must give you that. And the kids aren't allowed to go into your bedroom, none of that. So some additional things you might get from your family, although they don't have to do this. Some families do provide you with a cell phone, with data. I was fortunate enough in my first year, I didn't have a laptop, so my host dad let me use his laptop for as long as I was there, or until I could afford to buy myself a laptop, which I thought was very nice. You don't always get a TV in your room, so don't expect that. That's why I borrowed a laptop so I could watch TV. They might pay for your phone bill as well. My host family paid for my phone bill, and my host family was nice enough, my first host family was nice enough to pay for my card that I needed to use to get around the city. They paid for whenever I transported the kids, but also in my free time, in my personal time, I didn't ever really have to fill up my card, because that has been taken care of for me, which was very nice. And you get a stipend of in 2017 it was $195.75 per week. If I remember, I will leave the rand conversion for you of how much that is. I think it's I don't even know. Okay, so those are the things that you get. And some au pairs might get a car. So I didn't even want to, some au pairs, because they have to drive the kids around, they might have a vehicle that they can use to transport the kids to and from their after school programs. And then, like I said, a round trip is also paid for, so you don't pay for getting yourself to America. Your family pays that for you. And there are also some specialized programs, au pair programs, that you might want to look into. The one is an au pair extraordinaire, and this just means that you have you are qualified childcare provider. So you've worked at an accredited childcare facility, like maybe a creche, and you have a certificate of that. So it just shows that you have 2 years of experience qualified experience working with kids. And I think the benefit of that is you get paid $250 per week. You work au pairs as well as au pair extraordinaires work 45 hours a week. That will depend on your schedule. For my first year, I worked Monday to Friday. You don't necessarily you get one full weekend off a month. Other weekends you might be required to work, so Saturdays you might work only a few hours because you only get 1.5 days off. Is that a week? I forgot. But I know you only have one full weekend off a month, and then other weekends you might be required to work. You only get 1.5 days off per week, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so you will work 45 hours in total per week. And yeah, that's the same with au pair extraordinaires. They do just get paid $250 per week, and they also get $500 towards the education component of the program. And there's another program, EduCare. So it's for individuals that want to take their studies more seriously. I think they will work only 30 hours a week and get paid a stipend of $135 per week. And yeah, they would get $1,000 towards their educational component. So with that $1,000, that's for the entire year. So if you're interested in being an EduCare au pair, just make sure that your classes or your course will cover that $1,000 will cover most of your course, because whatever is not covered you would have to supplement. So that's something to keep in mind. But you do work less hours because your main focus is that you want to study at a university in America, which makes your CV look very good and would allow you more opportunities back home. So yeah, that's something to think about and look into. So my final thoughts, my final 2 cents in my whole experience being in an au pair is in 2019 a group of women, ladies, actually filed, there was actually a lawsuit filed against the main companies, the main agencies for au pair programs, and au pairs felt very exploited and underpaid. And so $195 might sound a lot, but if you really break it down to how much you get paid per hour, which is $7.25 if I'm not mistaken, from that $7, $3 is deducted for your boarding fee. So part of your wages are used for boarding for your room. So that will leave you with $3.25, which is not even close to the minimum wage in any state. So minimum wage when I was in America, in Portland where I lived, was about $10 to $12, I think, if I remember correctly. So we were paid a lot less than at least the minimum wage. So the au pairs actually won the lawsuit, and as of 2019 there have been no fixed wages, so you are allowed to negotiate your wages when you sign up to be an au pair, which I highly recommend that you do. People will discourage you from doing that because it's masqueraded, the au pair program is masqueraded as a cultural exchange, and although it can be that, there's a lot of situations where females are overworked, they are exploited, and they're not even, you in another country and you have no support system in that country. So just, I would say for your safety, I would recommend that you at least ask for minimum wage when you do consider becoming an au pair. Outside of that, there's no one size fits all kind of experience for everybody. Everybody's experience will be very different. My experience was, my sister was also an au pair. That's how I even came to know about this program, is through my sister, and her experience is so much different from my experience. Although I am grateful for the experience, had I known about other opportunities, I think I rather would have explored other opportunities than being an au pair. I'm very grateful for my families and the kids. Like, one part about this program is you really do form like a very deep kind of bond and attachment to the kids. I still think about my kids every single day and wish that they are doing well, and yeah, you really do form like a very good connection with the kids. Even the ones that are quote unquote bad or like they don't listen to you, you still by the end of it you miss them, and or at least for me, I missed my kids, and you are really, like, I would say, like another parent or an older sister or an aunt. So this is a serious job. You need to have a lot of patience. You need to have you need to know how to be an adult in some situations, because when you are there, the kids will try you. So you need to remember that you are the adult in the situation. So you need to act like that. And sometimes it's so hard because they know which buttons to press. But yeah, it is a job. So just be mindful of that. It will be emotionally, mentally, physically taxing. It's not as glamorized as people make it out to be. It's a very rewarding for me, even though I went through some very low lows and high highs during my time in America. I am still grateful having had that experience. But yeah, so in retrospect, for me it was an experience that I needed, because I needed a lot of growing to do as an individual. So I am grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. So if you have any questions about the au pair program, please let me know and I can answer any of those questions, because I know I didn't really go into that great detail when it came to like the experience itself and what schedules could look like. It's very different from person to person, but just what kind of things you can encounter while you're abroad. I just didn't want to make the video that long, so yeah, I will answer and help where I can. I hope this video was helpful. If you are considering becoming an au pair, please do a lot of research, ask a lot of questions, ask people that have done it what their experience was like. And yeah, please, I implore you to also, when you are in the process right now, ask at least for minimum wage. I think that's only fair. And au pair is also not the end all and be all. Okay, so there are other opportunities that can allow you to go overseas and have an amazing experience. So I will, it's my mission on this channel to find those programs and those avenues that you can go into as a young person to go abroad. I will share my experience, and I will also do some research to figure out, so you can figure out just how you can go abroad as well. Thank you for listening to me till this point, and yeah, remember to, if you have any questions, I will leave my Instagram for you somewhere, and you can follow me on there, or you can leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you again for watching my video, and I hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye. Oh yes, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's kind of, I sometimes forget to say that, but it really does help people that actually need this advice in this kind of videos. So please, it will help me a lot if you share it, comment, subscribe. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.